Stop putting so much pressure on yourself to find the right business. If you follow these steps, the right business will find you. If you're waiting until you find the right business before you invest, you are probably never going to invest in a franchise because there is no one right business. Now, most of the time, people's ideas are centered around what they know, what they think they'd be good at owning, or what they think their community needs. But in over 20 years of consulting with thousands of people, I've never proven those reasons for being the right reasons to invest. In fact, as I begin working with candidates, I would say that all of the work that we do before we start talking about specific franchises is the most important part to finding the right franchise. What does that mean? When I first start working with a candidate, I ask them to complete a goals and dreams worksheet. I want to understand, why do you want a business and where do you want this business to take you? If you're a W-2 employee, where do you want to end up that you can't end up because of that job? If you own other businesses or real estate and you're looking to add in a new business, why? Why can't you get where you want to go doing what you're already doing? Like, what is the reason? What is the purpose of this business? Are you trying to build additional cash flow? Are you trying to build cash flow that you own? Are you trying to create more tax advantages? Are you trying to build something that you can take into your retirement years? Are you trying to build something that you can do with your spouse? Right? Are you trying to build something that you can leave as a legacy for your children? Are you trying to do all of that? When you get clear about what you want this business to do for you and why, this becomes one of the most important criteria to identifying the right business. Another thing that's important on your goals and dreams worksheet is the time frame. So as you're thinking forward 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what is that vision? As a franchise consultant, I'm encouraging all of my candidates to build their franchises to sell, because sometimes the biggest return on investment is at the exit strategy. If you never get to the exit strategy, you don't realize that full ROI. Now, that's not always a true statement, but in some businesses, it's very true. If you're only interested in building a business for, say, 5 years, then you need a business that ramps quickly. You need a business that within 5 years has significant momentum so that when you put the price tag on it to exit, you can get money out. On the flip side of that, if you have more of a long-term strategy, you're looking for something that's more long-term sustainable, and you have time to ramp this thing up because you plan to be involved for the next 10 to 15 years, well, that's a different type of investment. Are you starting to see how, as you get clear with what you're using the business for and why, it may lead you to different types of businesses? Another great criteria to consider is, how much money can you comfortably afford to invest in the business? So oftentimes, again, people are thinking about, well, my community needs a fill in the blank. And they start looking at that business because they say, well, if the community needs it, it must be a home run. But if that business costs more than they can comfortably afford to invest in, it's not going to be the right business for them. One of the first conversations that I have with every investor that I work with is a conversation around what your money buys. I want to educate you about how much franchise businesses cost and why. There's a direct correlation between the owner's time commitment in a business and the cost of the business. Once you know that correlation, and the answer is they're inversely related. So the lower the investment of money, the bigger the investment of owner time commitment, or the bigger the investment of money, typically the lower the investment of owner time commitment from the beginning. But that's just a side note. But understanding what your money buys and understanding how money flows out of a business, it's a really important conversation to have before You go down the path of exploring a franchise and get all emotionally sucked into a business that realistically you can't afford anyway. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of the franchisor's time. So getting clear on how much you can comfortably and safely afford to invest in the franchise is another really important thing to figure out before you start exploring franchise opportunities. And I think the last criteria that I would ask you to consider before you start exploring franchises is the time commitment that you, as the owner, want to put into the business. Most franchise businesses require full-time owners from day one. But there's a small group of select franchises that allow you to be a semi-absentee owner from the beginning. So if you can't afford to leave your W-2 job, but you're dreaming of freedom in your future, these franchises allow you to straddle both worlds. But by identifying the owner that you want to be, a full-time executive owner versus a part-time semi-absentee owner who's managing a manager who's full-time in their business, by knowing that before you begin talking to franchisors, again, you're going to save yourself so much time and energy from falling in love with a concept that doesn't match the owner that you want to be. So by doing all of this upfront work, identifying the purpose of the business, the vision for your life, personally, professionally, and financially, that this business will satisfy, it will help you identify the characteristics of this ideal business that will allow you to then find that ideal business. If you're trying to retrofit a business into what you can afford or what you think your community needs, and almost compromising on what's really important to you, then what's the point? Are you really going to be a happy business owner? Are you really going to end up where you're dreaming of ending up? You're selecting the franchise for the wrong reason. How can that business be the right business? The right business is the one that aligns with the owner that you want to be and the life that you want to live. It's the business that you can comfortably afford and the business that makes you the kind of money that you want to make as a business owner. When you're focused on these characteristics from the beginning, I promise you, selecting the right business will be easy. And if I can play a role in helping you to achieve this dream, then I want to be your daily coach. Please follow the email on the screen below.